Fuck. We just got off. Actually, that was a good trial run. Hello there, listener. We got a high on Eugene behind the control compartment. He's like, the volume's down. Starting. This is the third attempt we have started. Is it definitely recording now on the camera?
That's been going for a while.
He forgot to put the volume up. He's double shit. He just got too high outside on the balcony.
You confused me. You came over and asked me, could you press the button?
We did a great start. Now that's all ruined. We were talking about Christmas in LA. It feels nice. It feels like you just got told you might have AIDS by a doctor. As that upbeat down, it's been pissing rain. It's been dark. Most days here, I don't know why it's raining so much. It feels too much like Ireland. But like during the day, it's day dark. And then it slowly transitions to night dark. And you're just like, okay, there's no sunlight. Everyone here is kind of pissed. They're like, we didn't move here for that. We didn't move. We came here for more. I've said before, but I'll say it again. LA in Christmas feels like you're on an oil rig. It's empty. It's rainy. You're just walking around and be like, I wonder if there's anyone over here. There's not. You're going around to places. I wonder if that bar is going to be busy. It's closed.
It's not even how busy it's it's fucking shut down.
And for some reason they have a few bars open. You're like, oh, I wonder if this is going to be good. It's not. I tried to order turkey Christmas Eve. I went to Bristol Farms and I asked the guy, I was like, should I buy it now? Should I order it now tomorrow? What's the story? And he goes, nah, just come tomorrow. Order it now and then come tomorrow. So I told him what I wanted. He's like, yeah, come tomorrow. You can pay then. I went Christmas Day and he goes, same dude was like, oh yeah, I sold it. I was like,
What do you mean he sold it?
I goes, you said I could just come at this time and collect the turkey, how much I wanted. Because I was like, I'll just give you a box this much with slices. He goes, whatever you want. I was like, perfect. He's like, I'll have it ready for 3. So I went there. I was like, yeah, I came to collect the turkey. He goes, oh yeah, I sold it. I goes, why? He's like, someone asked me for turkey and I said, here.
Oh, nightmare.
And then, all right.
You got outbid.
Outbid, yeah. And I was like, but why did you tell me yesterday to order it and come at this time? He was like, I don't know. He just didn't care. Then he was like, I'll be right back. There's a guy here that's ordering a sandwich. This guy ordering a sandwich, what an absolute.
He also got a turkey.
What?
He just handed him a turkey.
Oh, I would have went mental. He did take turkey slices though.
What you were getting after?
Yeah, no, but here, it gets dumber. This guy took at least 25 minutes to order a sandwich. He was like, no, the bread, talk me through the bird. And I was like, you're ruining Christmas. I'm already worried because the turkey was looking bare. It was a carcass. I was like, how is he going to get all the turkey I want?
Oh, he was carving one up there.
Yeah.
And you were watching it go.
I was watching it go, right? And the guy
experience.
was like, any chance I could have the other bit of that avocado? And your man goes, yeah, it'll cost you. And he goes, could you not just give it to me for free?
For fucking up. For giving away my turkey, you bastard.
No, but he's saying to the guy making a sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was like, he bumped me down the queue. He goes, yeah, this guy's actually ahead of you. So I'm ordering a sandwich. And, no, he's ordering a sandwich. I'm listening to this guy plod through the sandwich. It's like he'd never eaten before. What's that? That's bread. Talk me through it. And the guy's just being like, we got white bread, brown bread, whatever, sourdough. He's like, what is sourdough? And the guy's like,
Good question, though.
it is, but not.
Just not the right time, I hear you.
I was like, even alien.
Good.
Plus it's Christmas Day and I wanted to get back and get into the eating mode.
Your man's probably lonely like you and wanted to talk to someone.
So then he's like, he's asking for avocado and your man was like, yeah, and he gave him half. He was like, can you actually put a softer avocado on the bread? And the guy's like, that's all we have. He's like, can you not make it softer? He's like, no, you can't just make an avocado softer. He's like, why not?
I would have said, hang on there. Wait there. And just come back. I still keep waiting for fucking hours.
Yeah, so I was like, but I was just standing there and it was kind of, my hangover was kicking in. I was like, come on. And then he came back to me and he goes, all right, what you need? And I was like, I need to just order the turkey that I got ordered yesterday. This is no lie. He goes, it'll be an hour and a half wait before I can get to you. And I was like, why? He goes, because I got to finish these online orders. They're ahead of you in the queue. And I was like, can you not just give me some slices of turkey from this bear-looking bird? He goes, I can't. I got to do the online orders first. And I was like, is there going to be any left when I come back? He's like, doesn't look like. So I'm like, you're a fucking cunt.
That would have. I was trying to be. I was going to be critical of you being
Yeah, no.
annoyed here, but
I tried to be
piss me off.
proactive and went the day before. So now I'm just sitting in my car. Yeah, but I asked him, should I order it now? Should I buy it? Should I just heat it up?
Still day before. You could have gone 2 days before.
No, because I went before on the day. I was just
Yeah.
making double sure.
Right, go on.
So then, right, I sat outside. I was talking to my buddy Jimmy in New York, and he
Fake
goes,
name.
he goes, that's actually his nickname. But he goes, oh yeah, sure, just get Chinese. It's big here. So I was like, I want turkey on Christmas Day. So then I started Googling it. The closest one to me was Indian. I was like, sure, Indian, Chinese, it's all the same.
I think I did Indian Christmas Day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Chicken tikka
whatever.
masala.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Bit of basmati. Did you?
Yeah.
Two loners. Two loners other sides of the city just sitting there eating their fucking chicken
Indian
tikka.
food. What two? It's like we're in prison. It hit me like I was in prison.
Could be a new tradition.
No, I won't eat. I won't eat
No.
Indian food again.
Why? Did you shit yourself?
This long story short,
Yes.
won't be.
Did you?
You know, it's funny, right? My favorite stories, they always include the line, I didn't make the bathroom in time.
Oh, they're the worst stories.
Yeah, not when they're involving me. Like my buddy told me one. He kept saying, the smell off my jocks. Jocks, if you're American, is an Irish term for boxers, briefs, underwear. If you imagine though, here's a funny scenario. If you're out boozing, you make the unwise call to have a Guinness late in the night. The Guinness, especially in America where it's piss water, flows through you like an Indian river. But you're also in the process of pulling a girl. So now you're like, I'm going to get the shits, but I also want the girl. But imagine then she comes back to your place and she's like, come on, let's get down to it. And you're like, we're just kissing tonight. Because you know if she takes the pants off.
She's gonna get the Guinness undies. Nah, the Guinness farts don't come till the next day.
And if if it hits you.
I think your stomach is broken.
Pardon?
I think your stomach is just broken.
No, this was not my story. It was my buddy's.
Oh.
He had been boozing hard. He said the Guinness hit him wrong. And he was like, and that's when he told me, he goes, I didn't get home in time. But imagine you were like, a girl was like, I'm coming with you. And you're like, your brain and your body and your mind were two separate things. So your body's like, we can do it. No, your mind is like, we can do it. We can get home, have the diarrhea.
And your body's like, I'll tell you if we can get home or not.
And make love to this lovely girl. But your body's like,
We'll see.
I am a terrorist. I am coming in on a plane to hijack your
day.
your Twin Peaks, whatever those, the Twin Towers. I'm gonna attack the Twin Day. Jesus. But I mean, like, imagine it.
That took a fucking turn.
Yeah. Imagine you're sitting here. Like if I brought a girl back here and I was like, oh no, I've got diarrhea. And then I'm in the toilet for 40 minutes. She's just like, is everything okay? You're like, yeah, it sure is great. Even if you're in a pub and you're going to the bathroom. I remember going to a pub once and it was quiet. And I was like, I thought my buddy was in there. So I was like, oh, he's going to go to the bathroom. I was just taking a piss. And as I was walking to the bathroom, there was a girl that I think I was chatting to. She was tasty anyway. She was with her friends. And I was like, oh, hey. Oh, yeah, we hooked up before. And I was like, oh, hey, what's going on? She was like, not bad. And as I was in the bathroom, my buddy phoned me. And I was just talking on the phone to him. And I kind of lost track of time. So I was in there for like 15 minutes there. And then I hung up and I started washing my hands. And I was like, I've been in the bathroom so long that they're going to notice how long I've been in the bathroom. This
Can
is
I,
a
can I
dumb
guess what your next thought was.
You can guess, all right.
What I would do if I was you, being dumb, but probably having the same thought, would be I'd try to leave the bathroom pretending to still be on the phone call
Oh yeah,
and hang up as I walk back into the crowd of people like, oh,
that's
Like,
all right. So
that's what you should have done. Is that it?
no, that's what I did, but different.
Right, go on.
I like to hear as dumb as me.
Yeah,
So-
I know it's what I would have done, but I also know it's probably fucking stupid.
But like I was like, what am I gonna do? So I just went back on a fake phone call.
There you go.
Yeah, but then I committed. You didn't commit.
You stayed on the call.
And then I even sat down on a seat near enough to them, looking at him, being like, "He's not here yet." I didn't even go. I was talking back and forth,
Oh no.
and then I was like, "All right, that's probably about 7 minutes." And then I was like, "What am I doing with my life?" Instead of just, and I guarantee in the girl's head, she's just like, "Oh yeah, he's still here. I didn't even notice him."
Yeah, I would say so too. Unnoticeable.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're just freaking out on pretend phone calls in the pub.
Oh yeah, just sitting there in an empty bar, like it's at Christmas time. Jesus, then this is why I don't do 12 pubs here. So 12 pubs is like an Irish tradition where you go to 12 different pubs, 12 different pints usually. You get hammered.
Half an hour a pub, 6 hours total, roughly.
Yeah, maybe 25 minutes if you're trying to speed it up.
Or die.
Yeah, so you got like half. I suppose if it's pints, because they don't really have pints here as much, I try to speed it up. But it's fun. By pubs.
When it is pints, by pub 9, 10, 11, it starts getting hairy.
Oh, even by pub 5, you start feeling it.
Well, everyone gets drunk around then. But
Yeah,
everyone-
because the first 3 pubs, because I used to do it with soccer team, and it'd be like, you're talking to people, and there's always like, oh yeah, how are you? I'm good. Yeah, what's your plan for the Christmas? Oh yeah, that should be lovely. What mass are you going to go to? But then after like 4 pints, you're like, oh, we are the boys in blue. We're coming down the way. What's it again? Fuck you, Kevin. Come on, you cunt. Let's have a shot. But like, so it's great. And then by pub 12, you're like, I remember I did one year and some guy ended up in Amsterdam. He was trying to be too cool almost.
by pub 12, whoever's left are like gold medalists, all congratulating each other. They've all won. They've all achieved something. They're all equally happy. They've survived.
Or they're on the street
Or
just
they're
being like,
dying.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Kevin. I never liked you. Never liked you from pub 1. I only lied at pub 5 when I was singing with you, you dirty cunt. Yeah, but then by pub 12, you're like, you're running over cars on your way.
You
till
puked in my fucking hat, you prick.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's like, but in Ireland too, you'd have like, sometimes you sync up with different groups. So like the whole pub is just having a laugh. What pub are you on? 4, 8. Go on, you whores. You're in a tiny little pub. There's old men drinking Guinness. They're like, get out. You're like, come on, we're just finishing our pint. You split up. Some guy does a dick fanny where he takes down his pants, and sticks his dick in his balls between his legs, and he's like, I have a vagina. Someone else is chatting up a woman, and you're like, there's no women allowed. There's 12 pubs. You can chat to her after pub 12. It's a very gay experience if you think, looking back at it. But then, so I tried to do it here. And first of all, people are like, is that real? Is that a real thing, or is it like a folklore? Like you wouldn't have that many drinks. I'll go for 2. I remember the first time I did it, guys were like, I'll have 2. You're like, you're either doing 12, you're either trying to do 12 or you're going home.
Yeah, you're in or you're out.
It's like, you can't say, yeah, we'll have sex. You can just stick it into me once and we're done. Go the whole shebang.
That's why I stayed at home.
Yeah, which is better. Stay at home instead of showing up.
So who turned up? Nobody.
Well, all these people said they would. Yeah,
Stay at home.
Yeah, like if it's not, because there's no point, dude.
But did anyone attempt it?
My French buddy wanted to do it, but I was like, I'm not just doing it with us.
Yeah.
Because
I need
also,
need a crowd.
yeah, you do need a crowd, and the pubs are shutting down here. So I'm like, I don't even know, because the thing is too, it has to be walking distance. You're not getting into an Uber and going 20 minutes for a pub, which was like one of the walks is 20 minutes between bars. That's too long.
That is
It's basically
issue.
it's the Irish version of Lord of the Rings, and there's a lot of walking and boozing,
And Mark's Gandalf.
and Americans ruin it time and time again. Like a lot of things, Americans ruin it. Like Jesus, they've ruined Jesus. There's nothing worse, right? I don't know if you get this. Sometimes in America, here's the thing. I was talking to my buddy. Did we mention this last one? Have you ever
Find out
if a
now.
girl is unreal hot? Did we mention this?
We'll find out now. I don't know what you're going to say.
Oh yeah, and she's like very much be like, so what are your hobbies? She's like, I like blah blah blah. I love Jesus. He's mine first and foremost. I go to church. And because I grew up going to church, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'd go to church with you. Sounds like a lovely situation.
That's different in America, though.
Yeah, but no, like in Ireland, you just go to church because it's obligatory.
If you were
Or-
dating a bird in Ireland and she said on her profile interests church mass on Sunday mass and she was serious, would that be a red flag or green flag?
Oh, I wouldn't care really in Ireland because
So
you
not,
know,
not a red flag then.
yeah.
Here
But
it is
here-
a little bit.
Yeah, because then you're just like, because they get like this glazed over look where they're like, you can tell they're being like, I don't know, it's very much a for show thing. It feels like where it's like, I love Jesus. I realize I'm not going to be the actor I think I'm going to be, so I'm going to be born again as Jesus. I love him so much. It's very much. It feels like a facade. He's the reason for everything. He's the God given. We're all talent. I don't know. It just feels like Scientology when people are talking about Jesus.
There's a lot of Scientology going around these days, isn't there?
There's a lot of fucking all these. I feel like that's how you know someone is giving up in LA. I feel acting is like if they start going on about the gas prices and how Joe Biden's fault. You know, it's their way of saying, all right, I've given up on trying to be an actor, and who can I blame?
I don't know whose fault it is, but come here. Explain to me how you can have mad expensive gas here and unbelievably cheap gas in Texas. It's probably some simple answer. What is it? Taxes.
Taxes, yeah. I
They,
don't.
they tax the gas here.
Yeah, they taxed a load.
So
Is that cheap over there?
I
Yeah,
mean,
it must be. The
it's
taxes
super
are
cheap
sky
some
high.
places.
So that's why there's so many people leave to go to Austin.
But it's not like it's supply and demand.
Yeah,
It's not like that.
It is.
Right?
It is brutal. Like before, if someone asked me for a spin, I'd be like, "No worries." Now I'm like, "All right, you're paying."
Just Uber Venmo me $5 per mile. I
Yeah,
was
it's-
on the phone to my friend the other day, and I was coming down a multi-story car park in Santa Monica, and I had to get to the gas station. I had 12 miles left on my thing. Right. By the time I got to the bottom of the fucking thing, I had 4 miles left.
Are you serious?
No, it was like 9. I'd gone down 3 or 4 miles from the top of the thing to the bottom. It was full of traffic the whole way down.
Oh
but,
yeah,
like,
I hate when it skips. There's
it
no.
was a fucking nightmare.
For some reason, every time I go to get my vaccine or my booster, twice or even a test, no, but I'm running low on gas, and I'm like, imagine you're out at Dodger Stadium. That's where I got my. No, I don't. I used to get. I don't know what the fuck I got there. I got tests, I think.
That was the first vaccine. That was an early vaccine spot, I think.
Yeah, no, I got my vaccine though at Cedar Sinai, but I got my. I used to go out there for tests, but like the line is so long. You're like, all right, I've 20 miles left. I'll be grand.
Oh yeah, and you can't get out of that.
Yeah,
I
and
hate
then you're
that.
just like, if I die, if my car just breaks down
I
here,
freak out.
yeah, and imagine you're the fucker right behind me, and there's no wiggle room.
Starting to freak out in tunnels more these days as well.
Oh Jesus, I didn't think
Driving
I got,
tunnels, I never had a problem until recently. I'm just like, if there's an earthquake and this whole thing caves in,
Do you know the worst tunnel in the world? I think is New Jersey Tunnel or something.
I've
It
been
goes
through
New
that as
York.
well.
It's brutal. It's so old.
I'm more.
But it's pure traffic. I think
It's a
tunnels in Ireland, you can go through them.
As opposed to what, like
Well, like as opposed to here, you're just in
sitting in
gridlock.
there. Yeah. It depends time of day you get caught in it, obviously. But yeah,
Yeah,
I hear you.
yeah, it's brutal.
Sorry, that's
What's
just an
happened,
irrational
Chris?
fear of mine.
No, I like it. What else irrational fear? God, so many. A chick stabbing me.
I read one time someone had a fear of like walking down like an aisle of a library in case a book fell out and she got a paper cut in her eye.
Jesus Christ.
So I don't know where I saw that. Someone was telling me about like saying about a rational fear they had, and I thought that was a very funny specific one.
That is fucking full on. That's like, Jesus, right in the eye.
Paper cut in your eye.
I have too many books here. I realized I got all these books to read, slowly getting through them, but like a lot of them, I think, is just me fooling women. Do you know, there's because they love that
Fooling
saying.
yourself.
They love, yeah, fooling myself and women. They love the saying, if he doesn't have books in his house, don't have sex with him.
And they're like, is that a book?
You're like, it's a magazine. I hear people borrow books, and you're just like, are you going to read it? They're like, yeah, why else would I ask for it? And they don't. It's this weird mentality. Oh, it's cool.
I half read a book you gave me. Read the half of
Which one?
Tao of Pooh.
Oh, yeah, you got to bring that back. I need
I will,
that.
yeah. I might have given someone else, but I'll get it.
Yeah. You know, that's important. Something's gone wrong with that book.
Boy, you just keep giving it away.
No,
Losing it.
it's you can't buy it online anymore.
I forgot that I did religion and global diversity in college. Did like projects on Taoism and stuff like that, and I was like, oh yeah, I know all this stuff I was reading
Oh,
through.
yeah.
But it's good. It's good the way it's laid out. With the
Yeah,
Pooh.
it's simple.
Yeah, it's fun.
If you're listening, I've bought that book for too many people. Maybe that's why it ran out. It's great. Jealous cunts. If you're jealous out there, it's great at letting go.
You gave it to me because you thought I had a jealousy issue.
Many issues. There could be a plethora
just took
of
it.
issues that book could help you with. Another good one's The Road Less Travelled.
I said plethora, but go on.
I had a girl hit me up today, and she was just like, we're just buddies. We were chatting before, and she's like, "Hey, did this person message you?" And I checked my Instagram, and I was like, you know the way it says, "Do you accept this from X, Y, or Z?" So I accepted it, but he'd obviously sent it and unsent it, but it still kind of came up like he sent me a message. And I was like, he sent me something, but it was unsent. She was like, yeah, he thinks I'm cheating on him with you. And I was like, why would he think that? Like, we don't hang out. We can barely talk now. She's like, I don't know, he's just so jealous. And I was like, oh, well, that sounds fun for you. I wanted to recommend, if he hit me
Cheating.
up. No, if I, yeah, just cheat back. Fight fire with fire. Fight chlamydia with chlamydia. Give it to each other back and forth. But I wanted to if he hit me up, I wanted to be like, all right, here's what you do. Go buy the Tao of Pooh and either read that or cheat. But then, all right, she screenshots the fucking text that we had and sends it to the guy and was like, look, I told you I'm not cheating on you. In fact, I'm crazy about you. But when she's talking to me about him, she's going, he's a fucking psycho. He's a nutter. And then she shows him that in the text to be like trying to appease him. And he goes, look, I don't care what's going on here, but I see how you talk about me to your friends. I mean, like, I'm just waking up groggy. I'm like, what is going on here?
Why are you seeing his messages?
She's showing me. She goes, thanks a lot for this. I was like, thanks a lot for what? I was like, you're dragging me into a complete mess. And he was like, yeah, I'm canceling.
There's your red flags, in case you haven't spotted them already.
Oh, no, yeah.
I just reverse. Do the Homer Simpson into the bushes.
yeah, but I was like, no, we hadn't chatted in ages. I'm like, why? You obviously said something to trigger him. I feel like girls will trigger guys that they're seeing to try and make them jealous, to like pin them down. That's a wild theory I have, but I think
Manipulators.
yeah, but like, yeah, because women be like, men manipulated me, and then they're at the same time they're like, oh, please, don't go to work, hang out with me, I'm lonely. You're like, fucking hell. Calm down. But yeah, and then the dude dumped her. He cancelled his flight to go see her. And then she was like, as a joke, but she still did it. She sent me like an Apple Pay requesting $400 for his flight.
Another red flag.
Oh, the whole thing's
That
red.
even the joke of that.
Yeah, even the joke of like, I'm like,
go town.
yeah. I like when people...
Is it a friend of yours or just someone you know? Did you say, who's this person you're talking about?
Someone I know. We're friendly with her, but like, we don't really talk. Just like odd Instagram message back and forth. I do know, I realize a good thing though. Not a good thing, but maybe usually if a girl's replying to my Instagram story, she always wants to have the sex.
The sex, lowercase t or capital T?
lore. I've noticed it's good. But if I'm also replying to a girl's story, I also want to have higher case, capital T sex.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true. Write in if you're a listener. People are going to write in and just be like, "You fucking creep."
If you reply to someone who talks to you, but if you reply to someone's,
Yeah, that you kind of half know. Are you barely?
you mean
know?
if you reply to someone's story?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, stories.
You're, as
specifically.
in when you say reply, I mean you're the first person to engage. Because like if you respond to someone's message, that doesn't mean you're trying to have the sex
yeah, it's a story reply.
that you make.
A story
first.
reply too is a great way to get in with someone if you're trying to flirt.
I like the way it's called a reply when it's not to you in the first place.
Well, yeah, but you're replying to their
To
story.
respond, you're responding to their story. You're not replying.
God, he ruins it once again. It's all the
See what
same.
I mean? It didn't
Yeah,
come
but there's
directly to
It doesn't
you.
make any difference. It makes zero difference. It's
Whenever that person puts
all
out
right,
the
responding to the story.
Whatever, I'm just saying it's funny. We like reply as if it's like this was meant for me when it might have been meant for just anyone. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
it's not meant for you.
I know, that's what I'm trying to say.
It could be a cup of tea and be like, can't wait. I
The fact that
love.
we say reply to someone's story sounds like it's like already a conversation that had started when really you're starting the conversation.
Yeah, but you're starting it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it's called a story reply.
In your reply, you're
But
starting
it
the
says,
conversation.
all right, Instagram reply. Why the fuck is this a topic?
I just think it's
To
interesting
derail. Why is it interesting? So
Right.
explain.
that we on Instagram stories, right? You're talking about that being like
It
a
literally says reply.
portal for conversation with birds, right?
Yeah.
It says exactly
Disrespectful.
women birds. Sorry,
Female. Cuckoos.
female birds.
Are cuckoos male or female?
The ones with cocks are
A cuckoo.
cockatoo.
Cockatoo.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
The story is intended for the audience. And when you reply to a story, the idea is you're replying to something they've said already,
Yeah.
but it wasn't said to you. You're starting
But
the
like,
conversation.
This is boring for the podcast. It doesn't really make any difference. Let's be honest. It doesn't make
It
any
does.
I explain why, but be more succinct. There we go.
Ah,
He had a
fuck
chance. He had a chance. And
You're putting pressure on me to be succinct.
because
I'm going to say succinct a couple more times so you can't use it again because that's your favorite word.
yeah, but it's good for a
Succinct.
podcast. Because if you're just like, you should only respond when I go on.
Oh, right, go on. So, like, see how long that works.
All right, so a great way to get in is if you like a girl, just reply to her story. Reply to any. She has a cup of tea and she says, "I love rainy days in Ireland." Be like, "Is that Irish tea?" Spit something out at her. No response needed thus far, so we're doing well. But it always works. And if a girl says it to me, I'm like, "Oh, how's it going?" I hope someone takes this out of context.
My point is, it says reply when really you're commenting on something. Do you get me?
I do. I got you the first time. It doesn't make any difference to this.
I just think it's interesting about who starts the conversation, who we perceive to start the conversation.
No, we don't. That's in your head.
Well, you started the conversation, but you're saying you replied, which sounds like she started the conversation when really she didn't. You started. The
Everyone
conversation.
knows what we're talking about. You're
I
being
do.
very high and pedantic.
Pedantic.
Yes.
Right, that's better.
There we go.
Right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
So now you got to stop.
That's fair.
Only because this is a high
No,
conversation.
but I understand pedantic is a correct word for what's going on here.
Yeah, all right. If only I'd said that sooner.
You should have kept them more succinct.
You're gaslighting me there now. I feel gaslit. Women, I'm with you. I can't tell. Do women love saying the word gaslight more, or do men love gaslighting women more? I only figured out today what gaslighting was. So, like, my nephew, it's my niece's birthday yesterday back in Ireland. So I phoned him, and there's like 4 nieces and nephews combined. And my nephew, my godson, was like, he keeps asking me to phone him. Like, you keep asking my brother or my sister, "Oh, can Mark phone me? I'd love if he phoned me for a chat." So I was like, "All right, I'll phone him." And every time I phone him, he just says nothing. And I'm like, "Wait, did I ask to phone him?" So this morning, I even asked my mum. I was like, "What can I talk to him about? He's 5." She's like, I don't know. She gave me like a list of topics: soccer, hurling, art, anything. And I got him on the phone. I was like, how's it going, Scott? Who's your favorite soccer player? And he just goes, Salah, and walks away. And then that was it. And then I goes, wait, come back. I want to talk to you. And it's like if a girl's like, do you even want to meet up? Do you want to meet up? And a guy's like, yeah, I do, I swear. Yeah, look, I've been busy. I want to meet up. I want to like, and then she's like, well, I'm here. And you're like, I can't talk to you right now. I know I've been asking you to meet up with me, but I feel like that's finally what gaslit is. So ladies, I feel your pain. A 5-year-old boy gaslit me today. And now I was talking to his sister too, and the reception was awful. And she was like, what do you do? And I was like, my brother's not told you what I do. I was trying to explain stand-up to a 9-year-old. She's like, so what is that? And then I was like, oh, God. I was trying to impress her. I was like, sometimes, I've done shows in front of 3,000 people. She's like, okay. So I'm just like, oh, no. And then she's like, what? Tell me a joke. And I'm like, what the fuck do I tell a 9-year-old? So I was like, also, I don't want to tell her a dirty joke, which is everyone streaming into my head. So I goes to her, what you call a man with no shins? Tony. And she just goes, ha 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 ha. And then my brother was like, oh, did Mark tell you a joke? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, Anna, tell me the joke Mark told you. And she just goes, I don't know what he was saying. I was like,
It's like your audience.
She just fake laughed at me right on cue. And then I told my brother, and he was like, oh, what do you call him, man with no shins? And she was just like, Tony.
She heard you.
Yeah, she
Still didn't get it.
And I'm like, no, come back. I've got more.
Oh, no.
But then I got like, so that's 2 of them, and then there's 2 twins. And then the other, like, the boy and the girl, and the other boy is just full of chat. Me and him, he'd just be like this, hey, and the girl's like putting a computer on her head, just having a laugh. And then in my head, I was like, this is harsh, but I'd love to swap out like my godson for one of them. Shouldn't really have said that on camera, but there we go.
No, you didn't said that. Irreversible. I'm not editing that out. What's his name?
It was so awkward though. But I was like, oh my God. Because I was like, my godson, he's gaslighting me. He's tricking me into phoning him. The other people, they love chatting to me. But phoning home too, Jesus, fucking brutal. I remember phoning my parents Christmas Day and it was great. And then they always go to the places where the anxiety, where the wild creature, what's that name of the book? Where the wild things are. That's where they go. How's money? They go for everything that'll be like, I gotta go back to religion. Everything that, please God, please make me be okay in life. Are you sick? No. Do you feel sick? No. Do you think people are sick around you? I don't know, probably. Don't get sick. All right, I won't. Don't even think about it. Okay. I wasn't until... I wonder how many people... I'd say LA is a big place where people go back and have sex with their ex on Christmas Day, around Christmas time, if they're here. Did you crack? Did you almost crack?
Not me.
You didn't send... I'm trying to think. I was too busy getting Indian food. Jeez, I got presents Christmas night. I must have talked about pea soup a lot to one girl. She gave me 5 cans of pea soup. That's a lot of pea soup. I ate them after eating Indian. I ate 3 of them that night. My stomach the next day, let's just say, she would not want to take my jocks off. Did not make it in time. This is a great time of year too. It's New Year's. What day is it? Friday?
Today?
Today's
Wednesday.
No, on Friday.
New Year's Eve is Friday.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was meant to do shows at Jam in the Van. They all have COVID, so we can't do it.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting COVID now.
Yeah, it's brutal. But like, what are you meant to do now?
Nothing. Getting on with it. Same thing we've been doing the whole time, really.
Yeah, but it's right now is the worst because I don't even know what comedians have COVID, don't have COVID, who can do a show, who can make a show. Because that'll determine, like, Because here's the thing: if it's rainy, it's pissing rain now in LA.
People don't want to come.
They'll be like, unless it's a big, they're spoiled in LA, so they want a famous fucker. Otherwise, they'll be like, let's just have a cozy night in.
Just wait till someone.
Yeah, until it clears up, and you're
asks
like,
to come.
yeah, it's brutal. Between that and being up, I got up early too, setting an alarm to phone my little nephew, my godson. Been cranky all day ever since. Ate some pea soup, burnt my tongue. Oh, do you know what drove me mental recently?
Go on.
This movie, I don't know if anyone here has seen it, listening. The Green Knight. What a piece of shit. Everyone involved in that should be shot. In some way. Not harmed, but like shot at. I can't get over how big of a waste of time it is. I know you're listening to a podcast that's a complete waste of time. But this, at least it's not a high production, over-raved, or fucking overwrought fucking movie. I checked online too. It looked a bit like a combination of Last of the Mohicans, Dance with Wolves. Is that still recording? Yeah. And Labyrinth. If you look at the trailer is very misleading. You're like, oh, this is a magical adventure. It's going to be good. People are like, this is the performance of his lifetime, the main dude. It's the biggest load of shit ever. Like, it's one of those, I fucking hate it so much.
The main dude. What's his name?
He's like a Indian guy. I can't remember his name. He was in,
What was he in?
I don't know. He's a famous dude. He's a good actor. But like,
Dev Patel.
yeah.
The only Indian guy. He was in fucking
What was he in?
Slumdog Millionaire.
Was he? Yeah.
And he was in, what was that? Skins.
Oh, was he?
The English,
That too?
the British Skins, wasn't he?
I'm not sure.
Dev Patel. He's the fucking
Honestly, it's unbelievable how bad. I'm not joking. There's scenes like this. He walks into a house, and it's, first of all, it's too dark. So you're just like, all right, we're looking at pitch black. And then he's like, who's there? And then there's no one there. And you're like, what's the point of that scene? And then he wakes up in the middle of the night or something, and he's like, hey, is someone there? And there's no one there. And you're just like, what the fuck is the point of this movie? Are you just putting in scenes to make this movie long enough to be a movie? I can't get over how annoying it is. Or he'd get captured, and then you're like, all right, he's gonna die here, and then he wakes up from a dream, and he's not actually gonna die. And oh, lo and behold, there's a stick that he can set himself free with right by his feet the whole time.
There's a name for that, isn't there?
Like some movie trick.
He's like a bad screen or anything where they introduce just some like magic something at
Yeah,
the end.
magic appears out of everywhere.
Yeah.
He has this axe. I don't care if these are shit spoilers, but here you go.
Fuck them.
He
You don't want people to watch it, obviously.
Yeah, he has this axe, and they steal it off him. And for no logic at all, 10 minutes later in the movie, his axe is just lying there. Like the guy who stole it off him died somehow. And he picks it up and he's like, okay, back on my merry trip. Going to go fucking find this dude. Oh my God, I hate the movie so much. It's such a waste of time.
What?
The end, all right? The end of it is basically the whole trailer. They have a load of good special effects. I'm not joking, right? The end of it, he's sitting there and he's waiting for this tree character, like a Green Knight, I don't know what he is, to wake up. And there's a scene where he's asleep waiting for your man to wake up. And he wakes up and he looks at the character and he looks at him and he looks at him. And then it just goes to the next day. Like nothing happens in this shit movie.
You sure you didn't have like some sort of stroke when you were
I
watching it?
swear it's so bad. And then at the very end, I'm like, all this shit's happening. And I'm like, I bet you this is a dream sequence. The whole last 5 minutes of the movie is a dream sequence. And then he wakes up and he's about to be his head chopped off.
How much do you think they got to do that movie? The budget.
I don't know, but
I know what it is. I'm asking you to guess. How much
You
was
do?
how much was wasted on it?
50 million.
How much?
50.
15.
Oh,
Still too much.
It's way too much.
But 15.
Jesus. And then the reviews is like from revered, acclaimed director. I was like, this guy's brutal. He can't tell a story. He's just got good visual effects. It's fucking, I can't get over it. And then I saw people online, because I checked on Twitter and shit. They were like, you should win an Oscar. It's amazing.
Dev Patel,
And fucking, there's a good Irish actor.
Barry
in it.
Keoghan.
Yeah.
Saw that, yeah.
But I mean, like, he's in a
Did
4
want to name and
minutes.
shame an Irishman while you're bashing the movie. Fuck him, though. He fucked up.
It's if I saw him, I'd be like, "You're a great actor. I hate that you were in that movie."
Yeah, he was in Dunkirk, wasn't he?
I didn't see that.
And
He's
Love
in-
Hate.
Yeah, he's in some. Oh, he's a great actor.
He
But
did
I
Love
mean,
Hate.
God, if you saw this, oh, that was a bad rant.
Stressing you out by that movie.
The whole day has been stressing me out. Where's my John Paul? I got a candle. Someone gave me the same girl. She gave me pea soup and a John Paul II, the Pope
Not Gaultier, not Jean Paul Gaultier.
candle. I saw a girl in Ireland. They love John Paul, the Pope, because he came to visit them.
Right around the time popes were marketable and they could stick his
Yeah.
face on a candle. They were like, oh, let's do that.
But they went and visited Ireland, and everyone loved him. Like, my brother's middle name is John Paul, after the Pope. A lot of people at that time were called JP. There's a load of JPs.
Oh, that's funny. My brother's middle name is Pope.
But think of how many
El
JPs.
Papa.
Think of how many JPs there are in Ireland.
Oh, yeah, fucking loads of them. John Paul.
Yeah, they're all after the Pope.
Oh, we're some inbred fuckers, aren't we?
It's unreal. Because think about it, there's so many JPs in Ireland. JP, come on, JP. You could be playing hurling or GAN. There's 15 JPs between the two teams.
And a couple of PJs, you'd be fucking struggling.
Yeah.
If you had a stutter, you'd be struggling.
I saw this girl though.
A TJ. Speaking of TJs, my sister had a baby yesterday.
Oh, congrats.
Hands like shovels.
What does that mean? Big hands.
Massive hands on him.
Wait, back to this Pope.
It was named TJ. That was
What's
Yeah,
that stand for?
Tonjol II. I don't know. What is it? It's her husband's father, her grandfather's name. So I'm not sure. What is it? Tom Joseph, Tom Jones, Thomas Jefferson, Tony, John,
Tony Jim.
Thomas,
Tony
James,
Jim.
TJ.
Sure, no, that'd be Anthony. Anyway, right, I saw this girl. Not to disparage your nephews, but we've moved. You should have said that when we were talking about the fucking nephews.
I know, yeah. I thought I'd let you have your little rant. It was funnier. My nephew can't fucking see, let alone speak.
Oh, yeah. So basically, Eugene is saying, fuck his nephew. You heard it
Did
here.
not say that. I said shout out to TJ with the shovel hand.
Oh, yeah. So this woman on Twitter, she was like, I'm back in my parents' house for Christmas. And we're having a couple of brandies or something. And she's like, my mum whipped out her prized possession. It was a piece of carpet
Oh, thank God.
from a hotel, that John Paul the Pope walked on when he was in there. I was like, I could see that. People would be like, he walked this hallway.
Do you know what happened though?
What?
Some janitor in that fucking hotel just had spare carpet in the closet and was like, oh, here, let me sell a square foot of this carpet.
I don't think they'd buy it. Irish people wouldn't buy memorabilia. They'd steal it.
Oh, is that what she did?
Well, it didn't say she bought it, but it was her prized possession. From
She
the time.
nicked it.
Yeah, she probably cut it out. It was only like a little bit, but you could see it. She could have been a hotel worker at the time. John Paul walked over. She's like,
Let me get me Stanley knife out quickly.
yeah. She's like, we can just hide it. We can cover it. She's like, just put a filter over it.
That's,
That'll cover it.
That's worth getting fired over. If you were standing there and the Pope walked past you, and you were working in a hotel, and you just pulled out your Stanley blade and went, I saw him like walk on this piece of carpet. I'm gonna take out a foot of it. You get fired. I'd take that.
Oh yeah, you get fired easy in an Irish hotel.
Yeah, but you have that carpet though. You'd sell it.
Sell it for carpet.
I mean, sell it for money. I'd say.
Anything to make. I did a cameo the other day. Speaking of anything to make money. Cameo.
I stole me
hit
jocks. Oh, anyways.
up. yeah, I forgot about that. We'll bring that up there at the end. I did a cameo, so you just shout out people, and this woman hit me up before Christmas, and it was a random one. They'd seen me doing stand up, and her husband was in a gardening competition, and he wanted to, like, you can't make up half this stuff. He wanted to be master seed, win the master seed in the gardening competition, whatever that meant.
Right.
So she was like, "Can you just say, oh, best of luck in the National Gardening Competition 2021. Hope you win the Master Seed Award. You spend more time with your seeds than me." So I obviously did like, "Oh, I wish I was the master of my seed." But that's not what my ex said. But it's not about me, you know. I heard you're good with your own seed. I don't know what I was doing, but the cameo, whatever way I was doing that, I started noticing my teeth have gotten a bit crooked down the bottom. So now I'm doing this cameo. You got to record it onto the app. Halfway through, I'm just going. It cannot. I have yet to look if I got a review, but I'd be surprised if there's a good review for it. But then I was like,
Why don't you just retake it with your...
because then I just started getting paranoid about my teeth, and I was like, all right, that first one's a good one. But it annoyed me because about 4 years ago, I went to the dentist, and he was such a scumbag. He goes, you know, you should take your wisdom teeth out. While I'm getting them cleaned or deep cleaned, he's like, because they're going to start pushing your other teeth, and you've got straight teeth now, they're going to get a bit crooked. He's like, we can do a payment plan. And I'm like in the chair for about 30 minutes, going, just blood and spit all over me, getting claustrophobic. I was like, can you like, don't upsell me as I'm getting this shit done. So I was like, I'm not getting that done. I know you're a shyster. I'm leaving. Fuck you. And lo and behold, 4 years later, just before Christmas, he was right. So my apologies, dentist, doctor, whatever you're called, mister.
Dentist, fuck him.
But yeah, now I'm pissed off I didn't do it back in the day. I have to hide them. I think I'm going to try and get perfect teeth.
It's easier to have crooked lower teeth than it is to have crooked upper teeth.
Oh yeah, true. Plus, I do think I've never seen someone who with perfect teeth who's not miserable. Because I think they think it's like everything. They'll be like, once I get the
Once
teeth.
I fix these teeth,
Yeah, and then he'd be like, once I fix the nose.
I'll achieve nirvana.
I suppose that's a life example, life lesson. Just be ugly, you ugly cunt. Just stay nice and ugly. Stop. Why do women hide their nose so much? Women hate their nose. I feel like women hate their nose more than they hate men. You ever see like a girl take a picture and she just be like this, and it's like hiding the nose. This is how you know they're having a bad face day.
That's how you take pictures.
Yeah, I do it taking a piss. They'd be like this, looking well, looking good. Women hide their nose in photos more than they hide their sugar daddies. Do you ever see like when a sugar daddy tries to creep in, the girl's like this, no, can't hide you hand in the nose. Get away from it, get out of the picture. You see this old wrinkly white hand coming in. Come on, this is not the agreement we have written in the agreement that you signed. She's like, I'm not a whore. You didn't pay me for sex. That's extra. A girl told me that one time. She wasn't a whore, that men would pay her to go on dates. But I was like, is that not an escort? She's like, no, they have to pay extra if they want to have sex. I'm like, what the fuck what language are you speaking? That's a whore. Or a high-end escort, whatever it is. She didn't agree. She's got a Michael Jackson nose. I do think too that's Michael Jackson's biggest influence. The noses in LA. They're all his nose. They're like these skinny, chic noses. Fair play, Michael. Your music will be forgotten, but your nose will live on forever. Someone in the year 4000 AD will have your nose. And I suppose, is that a... We'll end on Owen's.
Because it won't disintegrate, or because he's that influential.
It'll just be like the...
It'll just pop out of the soil like in 40 years.
Yeah, they'll all float up. Yeah. They'll be like, what are these new flowers? Michael Jackson knows this. I will say, though, this is bad, but I will say, in defense of every woman, whenever I've seen someone...
Go on, Mark, yeah? How brave? Go on.
Women's rights. In defense of women. I too. Wait, I'll do it like a woman. I too hate men. Women's rights. We can do it. We can keep our own noses in it together.
Do you remember during the political unrest at the beginning, in 2016, when Trump was coming in and they were all doing rallies and stuff, and Madonna did a speech, And she went up on the stage and she goes, I too am. And then she like checked her notes and went, outraged. Did you ever see that? No.
We can play a clip.
Yes, I'm angry. Yes, I am outraged.
I hope I didn't just imagine that. I think that's what happened.
I too am upset. And also milk.
This is
Milk and mouthwash.
outrageous.
Milk mouthwash. Box of fags. 2 slabs of cans. And away we go. 4 potatoes. And then imagine she thought that was the speech. 4 potatoes.
I got a good laugh off it.
But yeah, I can't even remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, in defense of women's rights, we've now established my, what's it called? My
Stance.
my credentials to speak on women's behalf. Because I hate men also, and you know I understand now why you hide your noses, because you don't have the nose you want. But when I do see the post and the pre-nose job, I'm always like, oh yeah, that was a good call. Every single time I'm like, get that fat nose away from me.
Jesus Christ.
This is the skinny nose gang. Imagine it, I'd say, like, honestly, those Instagram filters are next level. Because
I saw a filter to shout. It drove me insane. You know when they have the computer voice that goes, apparently this filter tells you which eyes are the best for you.
yeah.
What? Who the fuck?
Yeah, I did that. They were just shitty eyes. But they'd be like, talking to the moon. Look at those eyes. They're so annoying. I hate fucking that shit.
I do too.
Because like that's 10 seconds and be like, wow, they're talented. They open their eyes.
You should do all of them. All the TikToks in one.
Yeah. Talking to the moon. And it was like, wow. You've got the skinny nose. I did one as a joke on Instagram, like with the perfect skin and the skinny nose. And then I looked at myself without it, and I was just like, well, that's my self-confidence gone. These women, us women must hate ourselves.
Oh, they're going to hate themselves.
After listening to this, if I was a woman, I listened to this, I'd be like, do you know what? I'm over men. I'm over them. I thought he was. Oh, look at this! Look, more credentials.
You don't represent
Fran
men.
Leibovitz.
She a lawyer or
She's a
photographer or a
the
journalist?
funniest woman in America.
I know she is. What's she do again?
Writer.
She's a writer. I've seen her.
Good.
I've seen her do interviews. She's that New York Jewish kind of woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
I think
funny.
there's a good HBO documentary about her. I must watch it. Why? Because I advocate for women. You know, I'm trying to figure out. That's why I'm reading this I Hate Men book. It's kind of funny. I got to finish it. But like,
Any good points in there?
it's ridiculous. The fact a woman too is married to a man is hilarious.
You're obsessed about that.
Because like he must just be sitting there being like,
Yeah, he's like
Like,
fucking
look-
getting paid to write books.
no, I think this was an essay they just turned into a book because it got so much backlash. The very least a man can do when faced with a woman who expresses misandrist ideas is shut up and listen.
What's that?
Misandrist is the opposite of misogyny.
So it's like a
So it's
proud
like,
female.
yeah, who's like hates men. He'd learn a great deal and emerge a better person. He might even agree in the end. But beware of the man who slopes off in the other direction and starts beating himself up with a great wailing and gnashing of teeth. No woman, and certainly no misandrists, has the slightest desire to listen to a man bemoaning his lot as a privileged male playing the martyr. It's all that kind of jargon. It's not a great read. It's pretty short, though. I should finish it. I'll get to the end. I'll report back next week. And there's, I suppose, fine way to end it.
Are you going to report back on your book report?
Book report. I have too many books, so please don't recommend any more books. Some of these books are dense.
He can't pretend to read anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm reading as fast as I can.
Which is
It's
slow.
also, you know, I like the idea of. I do think this is. I'm like people in LA. The idea of a cup of tea, rainy day, and reading a book is like, oh, that's lovely. And then you're doing it, and a lot of the time you're just like, all right, I gotta, I gotta sort out these stand-up shows. Like it's
So
great.
your brain starts actually working.
Yeah, your brain starts kicking in, and you're just like, "Oh no, I've
It's a
settled
nightmare.
down." Do relaxing. My buddy, he goes, he takes the radio in the shower. I was like, "In the shower? What? You can't?" He's like, "I don't want to be alone in my thoughts in the
I
shower."
do that, so.
Eugene does that too. We're all on the brink of suicide or death.
I sleep with my AirPods in.
I do that to block out the noise. I like my own thoughts, but I can't think and read a book. Why? Because I'm not like a great. I'm not like a great woman. I can't multitask. Why? Because I'm a fucking.
Man.
I'm a self-hating man. All right, that's the podcast. Thank you. Goodbye and good luck. Go out there now and tip your hat to a woman, but don't respond to her Instagram stories. Reply and
Engage.
engage. No, don't.
See, sounds weirder when you're engaging.
Leave her alone. Whatever he just said made it sound weird. Leave her alone. Only respond. Speak as spoken to. There's the misandrist way of speaking. All right, goodbye. Good luck. Good luck.
Happy holidays.
Live, love, pump.